Hi everyone, this is Professor Mayunger and you are watching ERUDIRE Plus, the professional CAD/CAM solution provider. Let's get started. Hello viewers, today I'm going to show thermal analysis of a thin film using ANSYS mechanical APDL. After getting temperature distribution through the fins, that will be validated using theoretical calculations using finite element method. Okay, let us see the statement of the problem. A metallic fin with thermal conductivity of 360 watt per meter degree centigrade and thickness 0.1 centimeter and 10 centimeter long extends from a plain wall whose temperature is 235 degrees centigrade. Determine the temperature distribution and amount of heat transferred from the fin to the air at 20 degrees centigrade with convective heat transfer coefficient of 9 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Take the width of the fin to be 1 meter. So let us see the drawing for understanding this one. This is the fin, and while modeling these things, we can remember that we need to model this fin into three different elements. That means we need to create 4 different nodes. Length of the fin is 0.1 meter. We need to divide this length into 3 different elements, right? And we need to find out temperature distribution at different nodes. Okay, so without wasting time, let us start analysis using ANSYS mechanical APDL. First of all, we need to create a directory, and in that directory we need to save everything. After that, we can change the title. That will be started from file, change title, and we can name the title as FEA 16. Okay, to see the title, let us click plot replot. It will show the title at the lower left corner. It is visible here right now. Now we can start our analysis. We have to move from top to bottom. First one, we need to define what type of analysis it is, and that can be done from preferences. It is a thermal analysis. Okay, next to that, we need to define our elemental properties, and that will come from preprocessor. Element type, add, edit, delete, add. We can select solid quad for node 55. Okay, and from options, we can provide the thickness of that material also. Elemental VOI will be plain with thickness. Okay, let us close it. Now thickness can be provided from real constants. Add, edit, delete. Let us add it, and in this problem thickness is provided as 1 meter. Okay, let us close it. Next to that, we need to provide material properties. It is having a single material, so material properties, material models, thermal conductivity and isotopic. So we can provide thermal conductivity as 360 watt per meter degree centigrade. Okay, close it. Next to that, we need to start modeling. Let us see the drawing again. Total length of this fin is actually 0.1 meter, and we need to provide 3 different elements. That means we need to create 4 different nodes within 0.1 meter, right? So we can divide accordingly, and the thickness of this one is 0.001 meter, right? Let us create areas with rectangles by 2 corners. It will be started from the origin, and width of this one will be 0.033 meter. Because our task is to make the model into 3 different elements, total length of that bar was 0.1 meter, that to be divided into 3 different elements. That is, we want to make 4 different nodes, right? So width is 0.033 meter and height will be 0.001 meter. Apply. First one is made. Button, toes, pan, zoom, rotate. Let us make it bigger a little bit. Zoom to fit. This is the first area. Now the second area, to make it, that one will be at a distance of 0.33 meter, and width of this one will be same again, 0.033 meter, and height will be 0.001 meter. Apply. So this is the second area. Now third area to be made, again that to be made from X at a distance of 0.66 meter, 0.066 meter. Width will be same. Yes, total length is 0.1, so we can make this one as 0.034. Total length will be 0.1. and height will be again 0.001 meter. Done. We have got all the different areas. Now these three different areas to be combined together, and that can be done from operate booleans glue areas. We can join these three different areas, selected areas. Okay, now these three different areas are glued together. Next to that, we need to mesh it. It is having single material, so we need not bother about mesh attributes. We can directly mesh it, right? So meshing, size controls, manual size, areas, all areas, and elemental length we can make it very small. We can make it 0.0005 meter. Okay, then mesh areas, free peak all. Meshing is done, we can see it, right? Okay, now the thing is we need to apply our boundary conditions. Meshing is complete, and boundary conditions can be applied from here itself. Loading, analysis type. First of all, we need to define what type of analysis it is. It is a new analysis and we are performing steady state analysis. Okay, now define loads. Now see what are the different boundary conditions. We can see it from our previous slides. Thermal conductivity is 360 watt per meter centigrade. Temperature at the left hand side is equal to 235 degrees centigrade, and from the top and bottom surface it is transferred by way of convection with a convective transfer coefficient of 9 watt per meter square degree centigrade at a temperature of 20 degrees centigrade, right? So by way of convection heat is being transferred, and the left hand side we are having temperature of 235 degrees centigrade, right? So we can apply our boundary conditions. Apply thermal temperature on lines. Let us select the specific left hand side line. For that one we can make elements little bit bigger one. Plot controls, pan, zoom, rotate. You can select box zoom. Let us make this one a little bit zoomed. Now we can select this line, selected. Okay, this one will be having a constant temperature of 235 degrees centigrade, right? 235 degrees centigrade. Okay, done. Now we need to apply another boundary conditions, that means from top and bottom surface it will be transferred by way of convection, and convective heat transfer coefficient is provided as 9 watt per meter square degree centigrade at a temperature of 20 degrees centigrade, right? So let us apply the second one. Thermal convection on lines. Let us select the lines one by one. Three different lines will be visible here. All the lines are selected. Done. Okay, and in this case convective heat transfer coefficient is 9 watt per meter square degree centigrade, and bulk temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Okay, done. Now another boundary condition is needed, that means from extreme right hand side heat flux will be 0. So what we'll do is we can make this one a little bit bigger by zooming, and we can apply another boundary condition, that is thermal heat flux on lines. Let us select this line. Okay, heat flux will be 0 at a temperature of 20 degrees centigrade. Okay, close it. Now we need to solve it. It will come from solution, solve current LS. If everything is right, it will show solution is done. Okay, it is showing solution is done, so our everything is perfect. You can see our results from general post processing. Okay, so let us close it, and we'll see our results from general post processing. So general post processing, plot results, contour plot, nodal solution, and we want to see nodal temperatures, right? You can see here maximum temperature is actually 235 degrees centigrade and minimum temperature is 190.554 degrees centigrade, and in between at defined nodes temperatures are different. We can see our results from listing also. Is results, nodal solution, nodal temperature. You can see all the results here. These are very important results. You can see a lot of nodes and the corresponding temperature is also very visible. This is very important file. We can save it. File save as. We can save it in the desktop. Next to that, we need to see the temperature at the interfaces, right? Task is to get the temperature at 3 specific locations at a distance of 0.033 meter and 0.066 meter from left hand side. Okay, so we can see this one from here. First of all, plot areas. Let us make it a little bigger for understanding. Plot contours, pan, zoom, rotate. We can zoom it. Box zoom this one. This is the first division. This distance is actually 0.33. This distance is 0.033 meter, right? We need to find out temperature at this location, right? So for that, what we'll do is query results and subgrid solution. We're going to see DF solution and temperature. Okay, we need to find that specific location where we want to find out temperature. Let us select that location here itself. This temperature is having 210.057 degrees centigrade. We can note down temperature at this location is 210.057 degrees centigrade. Again, you can see another one. This location temperature is actually, let us see that location. At this location temperature is 195.508 degrees centigrade, and last case you can see here it is 190.555 degrees centigrade. These are the temperature at the interfaces. You can see here also it is 234.539 degrees centigrade. Okay, but our main concern is to see the temperature at this node and that node, that is at a distance of 0.033 meter and at a distance of 0.066 meter. That temperature is 210.057 degrees centigrade and 195.508 degrees centigrade. Right, let us close it. Next to that, we need to validate our results using theoretical calculations using finite element analysis. Okay, so let us close this one. So this was the problem actually. A metallic fin with thermal conductivity of 360 watt per meter degree centigrade and thickness of 0.1 centimeter and length 10 centimeter extends from a plain wall whose temperature is 235 degrees centigrade. That means left hand side temperature is 235 degrees centigrade. We need to determine temperature distribution and amount of heat transferred from the fin to the air at 20 degrees centigrade when convective heat transfer coefficient is 9 watt per meter square degree centigrade. And we need to consider width of this beam to be 1 meter, right? So what we have done is, as told, we have divided this one into 3 different elements with 4 different nodes. And as we have divided into 3 different elements, we need to find out elemental stiffness matrix for 3 different elements, that is K1, K2, K3. We got K1 equal to AK by L, and with the matrix 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Together that we have to provide the convective heat transfer coefficient also. So applying all these things, we got the elemental stiffness matrix for node 1 equal to this one. Here 1C and 2C are known as GDOF, global degrees of freedom. Next to that, by applying all the different parameters like area, thermal conductivity and length, we need to find out the value of elemental stiffness matrix K2, and third case also we have to find out elemental stiffness matrix K3. In all cases we got same values of elemental stiffness matrix because all are having same area and also same length, right? Next to that, we need to combine all these different elemental stiffness matrices to get the global stiffness matrix K. This is global stiffness matrix K, right? By adding all this K1, K2, K3, we got this global stiffness matrix K. Next to that, this global stiffness matrix should be connected with the equation KT equal to F, right? And all these values of F1, F2, F3, etc. to be applied. Let us see. After applying this F1, F2, F3, etc., we can get the values of temperatures at different nodes T1, T2, T3, etc. Applying all these things, we got different set of equations, and from that we got temperature T1 equal to 235 degrees centigrade, and also you can see temperature T2 equal to 209.77 degrees centigrade, and T3 equal to 195.17 degrees centigrade, and T4 equal to 190.39 degrees centigrade. These are the temperatures we got, right? Let us see the next one. Now when we compare this one from ANSYS, we got the temperature as 235 degrees centigrade, and this is also 235 degrees centigrade. This will not change because these are actually given. Similarly, a second one from ANSYS we got 209.97, and from theoretical results we got 209.77. We got a little bit of varied this one. It was approximately 210 degrees centigrade, not 209. It was approximately 210 degrees centigrade. And the third one, T3, is 195.11 degrees centigrade from mechanical APDL, and from theoretical calculations we got 195.17 degrees centigrade. And finally temperature T4 from ANSYS we got 190.23 degrees centigrade, and from theoretical calculations we got 190.39 degrees centigrade, right? If you want to get total heat loss in the FEA, that can be calculated from the equation HA into del T. Here T average is the temperature at the different nodes. Suppose this is the element, we are having three different elements. We got T1 here, we got T2 here, this is T3, and finally this is T4. Here the average of T1 and T2 to be taken, that is the average temperature of the element minus atmospheric temperature. So that will be providing the heat loss for element number 1. Exactly same way you can find out heat loss for the element 2 also. Element 2, you have to take the average equal to T2 plus T3 by 2, average of this one minus atmospheric temperature. So applying all these things, you can find out heat loss from different elements to the air. Okay, so this is all about our today's analysis. This was a very simple analysis of a thin film. In this case, we got the temperature at specific locations. We validated this answer using theoretical calculations using finite element analysis. Okay, so with this one we'll conclude our analysis. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again. Bye. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. And if you have any kind of doubts, please write to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again. Bye.